On this night, death hangs heavy over Collinwood. Paul Stoddard, who in the past sold his daughter Carolyn to an agent of the Leviathan cult for purposes as yet unknown even to him, has been murdered by a relentless and unforgiving enemy. The same enemy that has threatened to return Barnabas Collins to being a creature of the night if he does not obey. But even in death, Stoddard has found allies, and they have persisted in tracking down his killer. And the trail has led to a closed door in the Todd Antique Shop.
Whose room is this?
It belonged to the little boy that died. Please, Sheriff, do me a favor. Don't go in that room. Whatever you do, there's nothing in there. Believe me, I swear it. Look anywhere you want, but don't go in there. Don't defile it.
This is the room at the top of the stairs, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Todd. This is one room I especially want to see.
Hey, this is going to be a pretty exciting place.
What are you doing in here?
Oh, why shouldn't I be in here, man? It's my own room.
I thought you told me this was the little boy's room.
Yes, I did, but...
But what?
But it's mine now. See, Mrs. Todd rented it to me while he was out.
You mean Mrs. Todd rented you this room with the boarded-up windows?
We boarded it up when Michael died. We were never going to use the room again.
But I convinced Mrs. Todd to let me have it. See, I like the windows boarded up. I can use the place as a studio, a darkroom. See, I'm a photographer.
What's your name, son?
Hawks, Jeb Hawks. Short for Jabez.
Where you from, Mr. Hawks?
Just call me Jab.
All right, Jeb. Let's get this straight. You say you've come from out of town and you're a photographer. How did you find this place?
Well, I was just passing by and came in. And Mrs. Todd, I asked her if she had any rooms in town. She suggested I stay here. So here I am. And I got the feeling I was going to like it. And this is pretty cool, having a gun pointed at me my first day in town.
Well, I'm sorry, but we believe... Well, there's some other places I'd like to see, Mr. Todd, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course, Sheriff. I'll be happy to show you anything you like.
Mr. Todd.
Yes, Jeb.
If, sorry I frightened you. If you don't go along with your wife, I mean, if for some reason you want me to split, I'll split. Right now.
No, Jeb. No reason at all.
So you have no idea how long you're going to stay?
Depends on how things work out.
Oh, you mean with your photography?
Yeah, with the photography. With the chicks. Hey, is there something about me that bothers you?
No, no, of course not.
Well, then quit staring.
I'm not staring.
Yes, you are. You're also asking a lot of questions.
I'm terribly sorry. I was just trying to be friendly.
I'll find my own friends.
Well, why don't we shake hands and call it quits?
You want to shake hands? All right, lady, we'll shake hands. What's the matter now?
Nothing.
Well, cold hands, warm heart. Isn't that what they say?
I hope that satisfied you, Sheriff.
Yes, there was nothing in that room at all, except a lot of antiques.
Oh, speaking of antiques, your wife told me to keep an eye out for an old tea strainer. I just happen to have one. Would you like it?
No, not right. Well, no sense in wasting this visit. All right, go ahead and get it. Well, have you gotten to know our visitor?
I've gotten to know him well enough to think he's a very rude young man. Did you find anything in the basement?
In the basement? No, nothing.
Here you are, Sheriff. 17th century silver. I'm sure your wife will like it.
I'm sure she will. What do you want for it?
Oh, please. Your wife's one of our best customers. Take it as a gift for her.
I couldn't do that, especially the way I barged in here and upset you the way I did.
Well, it's just something you had to do. I understand.
Well, thank you for the tea strainer and the understanding. You ready to go, Dr. Hoffman?
Yes, I am.
If there's ever anything you're looking for, Dr. Hoffman, why don't you just ask me? You may save yourself a lot of time.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. I'll do that.
'17th century. I think your wife will like it. Take it as a gift. Take it as a gift.
I did that deliberately. I didn't want them leaving here being suspicious. I wanted them to be friendly. And that's exactly what they did.
Brilliant. You and your tea strainer were absolutely brilliant. But you weren't so brilliant upstairs, were you? Gaping and staring at me, making me do all the explaining.
Well, I had no idea. Why, how could I have known how much you had grown or what you would look like?
Could you think that I'd let them come up and see me the way I really am? You are an idiot.
Perhaps I wouldn't be so much of an idiot if you'd let us know what you plan to do.
Maybe I just didn't want to let you know. Maybe I just wanted to see you sweat it out.
Well, I'm glad you got something for your pains, Sheriff. I hope your wife likes the present.
What's wrong, Doctor? Weren't you satisfied with what we found in there?
No, I wasn't satisfied. Oh, I don't care how cordial they were and how many questions they answered and how amiable they were about everything. I disagree with you. Something is going on in that shop, and I intend to find out what it is.
Who says I disagree with you?
What?
I'm square on your side, Doctor. I'm not satisfied either. Now, there was an odor in that room. It was a faint one, but it was the same odor that we found clinging to Paul Stoddard's jacket. So, I'm not really satisfied. And there are things that I have to do right away.
What else?
Well, that's not important now. I'll have to do these things right away. Good night.
Good night.
Answer the door.
Where is he?
Right here. Jabez Hawks is the name.
You shouldn't have done it. Any of it.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do this time? Lock me up in my room? Arrange for another funeral?
Talk to you as an adult, I hope.
Go ahead, talk.
Philip, excuse us.
Go on, Philip. Go look for some more tea strainers.
I saw the sheriff leave here a while ago.
Oh, him. Well, he left in a pretty good frame of mind.
Well, he wouldn't have come here at all if you hadn't done what you did.
What are you carrying on about?
You had no right to break out of here to kill Paul Stoddard.
Don't give me that no right business anymore. I don't need it.
But we did need Paul Stoddard.
I didn't need Paul Stoddard. I hated him. He had to go.
You arrogant young fool. Not only did you give us trouble with your rash behavior, but killing Paul Stoddard...
Stop talking about him! Now, let's just talk about Carolyn. When can you bring her to me? I want her brought to me.
How can I bring her to you? She's at Collinwood under heavy sedation and trying to forget her loss, the loss that you've caused her.
She'll forget him. She'll forget everyone once she meets me. Now, when can you bring her to me? Just remember, make it very fast. Because I'm very unhappy.
Unhappy or not, you better behave yourself, and that means that you're not to leave your room in your natural state.
Well, there's no reason to, is there? Not when I look like this. I like the way I look. But I like the way I really look much better.
All right, like it, but keep it hidden. And for heaven's sakes, control your hatreds and don't kill anyone.
It felt good killing Stoddard.
Perhaps, but it has given us a serious problem. It was Paul Stoddard who sold Carolyn to us to be your bride.
So?
According to the book, he had to give Carolyn away at the ceremony.
The book. The book! Will you throw away the book? I am here now, and I do as I please.
You can't.
Try me! If you're so concerned about Carolyn, Mr. Barnabas Collins, why don't you give her away yourself?
Myself?
You heard me.
But the book says that he
the book! Tear up the book!
You cannot do that!
I can! And I will. Because I'm not Joseph, or Michael, or Alexander anymore. I'm an adult now. And I want Carolyn. Fast. Come in.
Quentin, I heard you were back. What happened? Where's Amanda?
I found her in a place beyond life. I was given the chance to bring her back. I failed, Julia.
Quentin, I'm sorry.
And when I lost her, I found myself back here. There was no sign of Amanda, no sign of the cave. Something even stranger. When I mentioned Olivia Corey to the clerk downstairs, he said Olivia Corey had never registered here.
I suppose in some way, Amanda was given a second chance at life. When that chance failed, all trace of her life disappeared. I'm sure records would show that she died in 1897.
Oh, yes. Everything has disappeared except my love for her.
I almost had her!
Almost doesn't count, does it?
Tell me, Doctor, what does count in a long, unhappy life of Quentin Collins?
Not much, huh? Not anymore.
Quentin, there is something that counts very much. There's someone you know that needs your help desperately. And that's how it's been since Barnabas got back. I think that something happened to him in the past. Something that forces him to act this way.
Julia, I just lost the one woman I ever loved. I finally found my portrait. I've seen myself.
Oh, Quentin. Quentin, what you need is a new interest, and more important. Quentin, the important thing is that you're here, and you're the only one capable of doing what must be done.
Oh, yes, sure, because my strength is the strength of 10 men, because my heart is pure. You and your unholy belief for the Collins family. Well, here is one Collins that doesn't even have a name.
What do you mean?
Well, now, you tell me, just how am I going to explain myself? As Quentin Collins, born in the 19th century, once a ghost and tormentor of children?
Quentin, there is a way. If you will help Barnabas.
Julia, you have done many things for me. And believe me, I appreciate it. And would you do one more thing for me? Leave me alone. You just let me think about things. You don't worry. I won't go anywhere without telling you. I promise.
Where are the Todds?
Sorry, Sheriff, they're out for the evening.
Oh, do you know where they went?
No? Is something the matter?
Well, let's say something just has to be explained.
Well, I'm sure they can explain it.
Maybe I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Are you sure you just met the Todds?
Yeah, I just wandered in.
Well, maybe you better wander out the same way.
Why?
Never mind the why. Just take my advice for what it's worth. If I were you, I'd get another room and other friends.
He thinks I should find another room.
Why did he come here?
Because you did. Something wrong.
No, I didn't. I swear they left her completely
Stay
convinced.
cool. I saved you before. I'll save you again.
Where are you going?
Going out to take care of some things. I'm going... No, I better not tell you anything. The less you know, the less you can mess up.
How is Carolyn feeling?
How do you think she's feeling? She'd feel much worse if she knew how her father really died.
Julia, I begged you once before, and let me beg you again, not to concern yourself with things that are better left alone. Now, I beg you once again, please.
Barnabas, I must be concerned with the people that I love. The people that are being hurt by what's happening. Carolyn, for one. And yes, you, Barnabas. Barnabas, I know you're in some kind of trouble. I've known that for a long time. Please, let me be concerned. Let me try to help you.
There's nothing that you can do.
Perhaps.
Perhaps the situation is far worse than you imagine.
But then you can do something about it.
Can I?
If you want to. And I think that you want to. I'm going to take the chance of thinking that you do.
What do you mean?
This evening, the sheriff and I searched the Todd's antique shop. I didn't think we found anything, but a little while ago, the sheriff called and said that he had found a burned cufflink that matched the one that Paul Stoddard was wearing when he died. Now, the sheriff doesn't know what to make of that. He's not quite sure what happened, but he intends to find out. Barnabas, one way would be for you to go to the sheriff and tell him everything you know. I suppose you think it might be foolish of me to tell you all this, that you might go to the Todds and tell them everything that you know. But I don't think you will. I think you will go to the sheriff.
Hello? Oh, hello, George. No, I'll be leaving right away. No, I don't think there's any point in your coming over tonight. But come in early in the morning, will you? Yes, it's going to be a big day. Yes? No! No, get away from me! Get away from me! No! Oh, no! No, get away! Get away! No! 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 No!
There's no need to ask what you've been doing here. It's all too obvious.
But there's a need to ask you what you're doing here. In the sheriff's office, Barnabas. You better tell me